What's so hard about that? You let it all go. You're turning up the volume, reaching for your radio. What's so hard about that? Get your horn up out the case. You flap them little gums out, and you stick it on your face. What's so hard about that?
All right, so there I was, middle of some riverboat in Shreveport. I'm about 12 Seagrams and Sevens deep, and I'm just hollering some Randy Travis song.
Wait, was this before or after your second marriage?
Ironically, this trip was both, actually.
An FCC fine. You boys got yourselves an FCC fine.
Hold up there, Bruce. An FCC what?
To the management of QWIL the Quill, the Federal Communications Commission was recently notified of your usage of the word tits on a live broadcast. As you're aware, the usage of this word between the hours of 6 a.m. and 10 p.m. is prohibited on FCC-governed airwaves, and therefore qualifies you for a fine of the sum of 5,000 smackaroonies.
Jesus, all this over some tits?
This feels like my second divorce all over again.
You better count your lucky stars. It wasn't you this time, Paul Wayne. We got the pleasure of thanking your deadbeat partner over there for this cluster. Thanks a lot, Dwayne.
Hate to see you take a bullet there, Dwayne, but if I'm being honest, I'm kind of relieved. I got priors.
Hold up. I don't remember saying nothing like that on air. Now, y'all know I'm a consummate professional, okay? Hell, I got headshots made last year, damn it.
Brett, play the clip.
Dwayne, someone has cursed this town, and honestly, I'm starting to think it's the kid.
What?
You know, I didn't spend 15 years at this station.
Yeah, look, hey, whoa. Calm your tits, boys. All right? Like I'm back at my brother's wedding or something. Jeez, God almighty. Look, all right, that could be anyone on that microphone. Look, the security in this building is so lax, someone could have just waltzed in here
Can
and walked
it? We both know it was you, Dwayne. There's no getting around this. We're now $5,000 in the hole, and our ad revenue is damn near in the negative. We're in the red.
That isn't our fault. You're the one who made us ditch all our advertisers.
Yeah, you cut us off at the knees, Bruce.
I'm not the one talking about tits on the airwaves here. Don't turn this back on me. Look, you know I try not to be harsh on you two. I give you a pretty long rope most of the time, but this is officially over the line. You got to pay for this one. I'll run interference with management to keep them off our backs, but you got to pay this fine, boys. Plain and simple, you got to pony up here.
Hey, Bruce, is it cool if we bum $5,000 off you?
I'm serious, Paul Wayne. I am not helping with this one, okay? You've got 30 days to pay this off. That gives you till the end of the regular season to get all that dough together. I want that money on my desk by day 29 or else.
Or else what?
Or else your asses are going to be bussing tables at Catfish O'Holy's because you sure as hell won't be working at this radio station anymore.
Wow. Shows you how much 20 years of loyalty gets you around here, Paul Wayne, huh?
Yeah, Bruce, does all we've done for you mean nothing?
All you've done is raise my blood pressure and steal my fried pies. If we weren't in the middle of the season, I'd fire you on the spot and replace you with Marty Mundane. If I could actually sell ad time with that guy, your asses would probably already be out the door.
Hey, maybe we could raise some money for the fine by promoting my album.
And your album only has 45 total views.
Hey, that's good enough to put me in the top 50 of the Paultom City downloads this past week.
Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea, Paul Wayne.
Look, I don't care how you do it. Just pay the fine or do the time. You have a good show, fellas.
Ease up there, Bruce. No need to make threats. We'll get you the money.
Oh, we will?
Dwayne, as a newfound Catholic, I'm going to put this one in the hands of the big man upstairs. Miracles can happen, brother.
Yeah, well, just make sure that miracle comes by the way of cash. I'm not dealing with any bounce checks here, boys.
Oh, that was a one-time thing, Bruce, and that wasn't my fault, all right? Charlene got a perm.
I don't want to hear it. 30 days, boys. 30 days.
Do I get their time slot if they lose their show?
Absolutely not, you jackass.
Wow. I did not see that one coming.
In this day and age, who knew tits was even a bad word? I thought we were progressive.
Yeah, hell, we aren't behind the times, are we? Hell, I support breastfeeding in public, for God's sakes.
I wonder if that includes saying titmouse, like the bird.
Would you
Shut up, kid.
What's so hard about that?
Good afternoon, Pine Nation. We are coming to you live on QWIL the Quill. This is The First Down with Dwayne and Paul Wayne, and I am your host, Dwayne Applebottom, and sitting next to me on my right is the Apollo to my Rocky, Crockett to my Tub, the Devon to my Bubba Ray Dudley, Mr. Paul Wayne T.
Oh, testify, my brother Dwayne. It's a pleasure to be here. And newsflash for those who might have missed Friday night's game or passed out after too many marg bombs at Senior O'Grady's this weekend, your Paultom City Porcupines completed the Cougarville-Lugerville Double Dutch by defeating the Cougarville Losers 28-10 in a matchup that honestly wasn't as close as the final score indicated.
Yeah, the boys dropped a Dudley death drop on those losers, both literally and figuratively, in a victory that I felt really brought the team together. Honestly, I think it's those throwback jerseys. I think they did a lot to motivate them, but I also think that it was some of those hijinks that some of those Hanyaks from Cougarville pulled off this week.
Oh, yeah, that reminds me. You may have noticed that we're calling Cougarville the Losers from now on. That's because the UIL recently forced their school district to change their names from the Lugers to the Losers, because I guess it was too violent a name, even for Texas standards.
Yeah, like that's going to quell the violence in that town. What kind of sense does that even make, folks? We can have a town called Gun Barrel City in this state, but we can't have a football team that's named after a service pistol. I mean, I just don't know what's going on in this world, man.
Now, you may recall Cougarville adopted that name in the 40s after all the war trophies our GIs collected from the German POW camp that was just down the road. But now that the UIL decided to get all woke on us, Cougarville decided to honor its luge heritage. Cougarville Luge Club has contributed 3 Olympians to the U.S. athletic team, strangely enough, so I guess that's what they're going with now.
And while that is a noble thing to honor, Cougarville lost all goodwill from us after what they pulled this week. Now, I'm sure y'all got the purple and brown alert about this, but on Monday, the losers decided they were going to pull a prank on old Paultom City. So they took one of those newfangled snow machines, they mixed it with some fertilizer of some sort, and then they spelled out losers right on our practice field. Now, that fertilizer burned all that turf. So whenever that snow melted, all you can see is losers on the field.
And I will give them good marks on their penmanship because Lord knows they don't teach that in school these days.
No, sir, they don't.
But all the same, it was just classless behavior. Now, I would expect this from the Lugerville Cougars. I mean, they did play yakety sacks last year when one of our players slipped and broke both of his arms, but this was just completely out of left field from the losers from Cougarville.
Yeah, I agreed there, Paul Wayne. But lucky for us, our boys could still use our second practice field that the JV practices on, the band practice field if they needed that, and then we, of course, we also have our indoor practice facility. So, I mean, it wasn't too big a hindrance, but it was pretty extreme, folks. And on top of that, I will say that did give Coach Hauser some great bulletin board fodder before that game started.
Yeah, folks, you best believe it ticked off Coach Hauser something fierce. I mean, he was hotter than a hornet's nest in July. And get this, we actually have a QWIL exclusive for you here. Dwayne and I were actually able to capture Coach's pregame speech, so y'all buckle up and listen to here.
All right, listen here, you fucking stupid, dumb, fucking mangy maggots. For every fucking first down you piles of porcupine dung give up, that's 100 fucking push-ups. For every fucking turnover the fucking offense has, you fucking bags of prolapsed assholes owe me 50 fucking suicides. For every fucking time we have to fucking punt, that's 50 fucking lunges. And I don't want to see our defense give up a fucking point to these fucking dumb sons of bitches from Cougarville. For every point you worthless piles of give up, that's a mile. And that's the bottom line, because Coach Hauser said so. Fuck.
Now, Pine Nation, if that don't get your loins pumping, I don't know what will.
I'm right there with you, Dwayne. And based on our stat sheet I'm looking at, the team only owes Coach Hauser 400 push-ups, 50 suicides, 150 lunges, and 10 miles, which, coming from a Coach Hauser coach team, it's honestly child's play.
Agreed. I think the players got off pretty light there. And those numbers don't even include his helmet chucks at players, which Lord knows we've been on the wrong end of a few times.
Yeah, I think the only stat that you led the team in was helmets chucked at you. A record I believe is still up on the locker room blackboard to this day.
Yeah, well, you're lucky that we had a couple offsetting penalties in the state game, or else you'd have a couple more helmet chucks headed your way, big boy.
Lucky for me, I never got hit, so I don't think my CT is quite kicked in yet.
Yeah, well. What were we talking about again?
The Porcupines win?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Look, but before we get to the Porcupines win recap, we wanted to share with our listeners a QWIL exclusive here. All right, so y'all listen up. We got Coach Hauser's pregame speech before they beat down the losers. All right, let's listen here.
Didn't we just play that?
Bort, don't disrespect your elders and play the clip.
All right, listen here, you fucking stupid, dumb, fucking mangy maggots. For every fucking first down you piles of porcupine dung give up, that's 100 fucking push-ups. For every fucking turnover the fucking offense has, you fucking bags of prolapsed assholes owe me 50 fucking suicides. For every fucking time we have to fucking punt, that's 50 fucking lunges. And I don't want to see our defense give up a fucking point to these dumb sons of bitches from Cougarville. For every point you worthless piles of give up, that's a mile. And that's the bottom line, because Coach Hauser said so. Fuck.
Guys, we just played this. We already played this.
That was truly inspiring stuff.
Now, our Pines dominated from the get-go, controlling both sides of the line of scrimmage, amassing over 300 yards rushing and winning the time of possession battle 43 minutes to 17.
Yeah, those boys really came to play from the jump. And it couldn't have been easy, because their hearts were definitely heavy tonight because they honored Tiddie with a moment of silence right before the game started.
Yeah, and wouldn't you know it, Johnson's first carry from scrimmage, he scampered 65 yards for a porcupine touchdown. 1 yard for every skin graft Tiddie has received since being hospitalized. It was like hashtag had been lifted up on eagle's wings for that run.
Yeah, there wasn't a dry eye in the house after that touchdown scamper, and you just got to know Tiddie would be down there dancing with hashtag in the end zone if he could. Old hashtag really seems like he is finally trending in the right direction again, folks.
Yeah, and I got to say, Dwayne, Maverick Malcolm Boyd is really coming into his own in this offense, too. Not only did he have 134 yards rushing himself, but he's been a great job as a pitchman, setting up hashtag Johnson, fullback Remy Fontenot, and even Alan Bosley for some great runs with the option.
Yeah, and the biggest improvement that he's made from last game was no ineligible receiving penalties, folks. Didn't happen. Now, I think he's gotten almost all the six-man football out of his system now. I really do. And this may be a bold prediction here, but I wouldn't be surprised if he isn't the starter going forward.
I'll do you one better, Dwayne. I was eating my breakfast this morning at Gary's Bagels and Glocks, and after eating one of the freshest bagels this side of the Mason-Dixon, I got the fortitude to say that I'll guarantee that he will be the starter the remainder of the season. And if y'all want a breakfast with the same kind of oomph behind it, start your morning with a Glock in one hand and a nice bagel and schmear at Gary's Bagels and Glocks Gun Range, located at 9th and 45th Street. Try their famous bullseye bagel today and tell them Paul Wayne sent you.
Now, while our quarterback on the field did great, there was a mishap with a former QB off the field, and that caused a little bit of a ruckus this weekend. Old Rob Gonzalez, y'all may have heard, he lost his NIL deal at Texas State after an underage drinking incident about a month ago. And so now he's back in town trying to straighten his life out.
Well, he's not doing too much on the straight and narrow right now. Last weekend he ran onto the sideline and stole Derek Judd's jersey to try and get in and run a few plays for himself. I know we're all guilty of having a little too much Paultom in us, but seeing that was just kind of sad. Look, I know most of us wish we could have had that 5th or 6th year of eligibility ourselves because, who amongst us hasn't peaked in life just a little too soon, gotten kicked off your college team for smoking grass, and had to come back to Paultom in shame? It's a tale as old as time. But that being said, it doesn't give you the right to go back out onto the field.
As much as it pains me to say it, that ship has sailed, Bubba. You got to wake up and say hi to the real world right now. Hell, go work for some of those worthless companies your dad Todd's always shilling for or something.
Yeah, Maybe we could buy some ad space from you sometime, but don't go advertising your life in shambles by trying to sneak into the game. It just ain't honorable.
Agreed. Now, all that said, most of the game was smooth sailing, to the point that the band was actually playing Christopher Cross's Yacht Rock anthem. You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
That was through most of the fourth quarter. It was great. But we do have to mention that we gave up a touchdown in garbage time. All Coach Hauser had to do was tell our boys to take a knee, but he refused to do it. And that allowed Cougarville's Freaky Freddie Felson to scoop up and score an Alan Bosley fumble with 34 seconds left in the game.
You know, Hauser might kick my hind end the next time he sees me for this, but I got to call it like I see it. And I'm going to give him the dadgum moment of the week for insisting on running out the clock instead of taking a knee to end the game.
Dadgum!
You know, it might not cost us this week, but it could lead to something troublesome down the road. And I don't like that call at all.
You know what? I'm going to piggyback off that and give Alan Bosley the double dadgum moment of the week, because it seems like no matter if he's on offense or defense, he's responsible for giving up a touchdown.
Dadgum!
Now, my idol, Tim McGraw, said it best in Friday Night Lights, folks. Hold on to the dang ball. Is there anything else you want to add before we go to break, Paul Wayne?
Let's see. The defense had a school record 14 sacks, led by 4 apiece by Jesus Garcia-Zielinski and Tim the Toolman Tyler. And we reduced them to their third-string quarterback after knocking out their starter and backup. Other than that, I think that just about covers it.
All right. Well, in the words of my other idol, radio broadcaster Paul Harvey, now you know the rest of the story. So when we come back, we'll be opening up the Opine line, and let's hear what y'all have to say. So stick around. We'll be right back.
Hey folks, this is Paul Wayne Teague here to promote my debut record from Shawshank Records, Paultom Prison Blues. You know, some people say no country album is complete without romance and heartbreak, and if that's what my fans want, then that's what my fans get. If you want a song about sorrow and regret, then listen to my new song called Come Back, Kathy. If turmoil and anger is more your speed, then might I suggest my second single from the album, Kathy. And what better way to settle in the night than with this hit, Just Me and My Left Hand on the Prairie. So come on out to my album release party at Senior O'Grady's Irish Cantina, located at the corner of Tijuana and Dublin Street. All proceeds will go to helping us pay for our latest FCC fine. I'll see you there, and remember, go Pines!
Welcome back to the First Down, folks. It is now time for Paultom City's favorite call-in segment, the Opine Line. I know y'all got a lot on your mind, so let's get right to it. Brindle, who's our first caller?
It's Brett, and first we've got Buddy from Paultom.
Okay, if this is who I think it is, he might be in some hot water here. Buddy from Paultom, what's your opine?
Boys, before anyone starts to bring the torches and pitchforks, I need y'all to know I'm here to come clear my name along with the Booster Club. The only hot water I want to be involved in is with the spiciest seafood boil in W.H. Nelson County, if you know what I mean by that.
Yeah, I do. Folks, on the line with us now is, of course, Mr. Buddy Boudreaux, the president of the Paultom Booster Club and owner of the capitalistic, materialistic Boutique Buffet. Now, Buddy, we got audio from a few weeks ago where Jeff Bunkie says the Booster Club approached him to build the best inflatable money could buy. You care to comment on any of that?
Oh, Paul Wayne, now you can't be blaming me for any of that mess. You got me hotter than a pot of gumbo, boy. Let's see if you start to get any more complimentary crawfish pie next time you come by my restaurant. I guarantee you won't if it comes down to it.
He's right. I don't.
Look, buddy, I don't want anything to come between Paul Wayne and your crawfish pies, but you got to admit, Booster Club has to bear some responsibility for this tragedy, buddy. I mean, while we all know Jeff Bunkie made a completely unsafe run out that resembled a demonic portal to hell, someone in the Booster Club had to have approved that thing before it hit the field.
Yeah, heads have got to roll here, buddy. We just lost a potential All-American and Hall of Famer.
Ooh, Dwayne, you boys got me hotter than a 4-alarm jambalaya on the 4th of July. As you boys know, I'm a businessman. And as a businessman, I know a deal when I see one. And Jeff Bunky gave us a deal so good on that inflatable, a fool would have passed it up. Hell, he practically paid us to put it on the field so he could test out his creation. So, as of this moment, all I can say is I was acting in the best fiduciary interest of the Booster Club. He was the professional telling us everything was safe to use. I was just interested in the team looking cool and saving us some cash. You know I like to save some cash, boys. I mean, come on.
Okay. Well, I'm not sure if that argument will hold up in court of public opinion or in the actual courthouse, but good luck with that, buddy. In the interest of not saying something either one of us might regret in a trial, I'm going to go ahead and let you go now.
I really hope he wasn't serious about that crawfish pie thing.
Yeah, me either. Who's the next caller?
Looks like it's Todd from Paultom.
If this is Todd Gonzalez, you better not be getting on here to get free advertising, dude. All right. Now, what's your opine?
Well, hey there, Dane and Saul Wayne. Great to be back.
Todd, let's make this quick, all right? What is your ad-free opine?
Glad you asked, Dane. My opine is that this team needs leadership. This team needs a guide, a person who's been to the dance before and knows what it takes to win this district, a football Sherpa, if you will.
And we already got that with Coach Hauser. What's your point?
Well, yeah, we have that at the coaching level, but I was talking about at the player level.
Oh, God, here we go.
This team needs my boy Rod back. His arm is as strong as ever. He shaved off a few milliseconds off of his 40 time, and he's making faster reads on his route progressions now. He's exactly what the Pines need to get out of district this year.
Todd, come on, big dude. We both know this just ain't happening. Rod can take his talents to W.H. Nelson County Community College with the rest of the seniors from last year's team.
He can't come back, Todd. He just can't. Not only is he completely ineligible, it's also just weird, man.
You know, you boys just aren't thinking clearly. I think you're sleeping on my boy Rod. Speaking of sleeping, ever since I got my Gel Force Deluxe California King mattress down here at Gonzales Box Springs, I've been sleeping like an angel. Daughter, you're my angel. You're my darling angel. Gel Force Deluxe is all you need from Gonzales Box Springs. I've been writing my own jingles. Anyway, you see, the Gel Force Deluxe and its patented cooling sleep nodules.
All right. We know where that's heading. God. Get some help, Todd. Both of y'all. You and Rod. Lordy. Moving on. Bert, we got time for one more caller?
Yep, and it looks like it's D. Sanders calling from an unknown location.
D. Sanders? Like Deion Sanders? Dwayne, you think Coach Prime called in here?
He may have. Neon Dion himself. Hot dog. Sir, what an honor it is. If this is, in fact, you, Coach Prime, I got to ask, what's your opine?
Well, while I consider myself to be in my sexual prime, it's just me, Principal Dutch Sanders. Unless you prefer to call me Principal Prime.
God dang it. Come on, man.
Gross. Folks, welcome to our show, Principal of Paultom High, the dishonorable Dirty Dutch Sanders. Now, Dirty Dutch, your disgusting sex life aside, is there any reason you're calling up here?
Gentlemen, no need to anger. I come in peace. I'm just calling to let you know next week Tiddie Byles will be returning to classes from his stay in the ICU. We're going to have a little pep rally to welcome him back, and I want the whole town to come out and show their support. As someone who suffered a career-ending injury himself, I know seeing people support him on the stage of his recovery will mean a lot. It's good to know there's hope for a life off the football field.
Wait, hold on. What career-ending injury are we talking about, Dutch? I don't recall you ever making it second string on the JV team.
Well, maybe it wasn't big news to you, but my junior year on JV, I took a chop to the throat from Danny Dubin.
Ah, yes, old Danny Doobie is what I used to call him. Kids spoke so much grass, you got a contact high anytime you hit him.
Yeah, well, he gave me a contusion on my windpipe, and my voice has been like this ever since.
Dutch, I'm not sure what you're getting at. Are you just calling up here? You want a pity party or something?
Look, I just wanted to say that after that injury, I realized my football days were over, and that there's more to life than just football, such as
life as a public educator, which is why I started on my teacher certification over at W.H. Nelson Community College.
Hold up. So you're saying that you couldn't play ball because your voice sounded weird? That sounds to me like a load of bull there, Dutchy boy.
Well, your windpipe is integral to the pulmonary system, so I just couldn't breathe like the way I used to. I got a doctor's note and everything.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah,
sure you
sure.
did there, Dutch.
My glory days were cut short just like Tiddie's were, and he needs to know that it gets better from here. The sun will come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar.
Brett,
that
cut him off. We don't need him spewing any more of that hippie BS over these airwaves. Y'all make it out there to support Tiddie, but be sure to collectively shame Dutch for his cowardice from the game.
Okay. We're going to go to break, and when we come back, we're going to give an update on Tiddie Byles and speak to a student with inside information on how he's handling his career in an injury. So y'all stick around. We'll be right back here on the First Down.
Where's the best place in town for fun, friends, and fried food? Why, Catfish, oh, Holy's, of course. Need a good spot to eat after the game? Look no further, because we got fish again. After watching anime for 2 weeks, Chef Lee Wayne has decided to shake our menu up with an Asian zing. We got sushi now, too. Stop by to try our crappie sashimi, indulge in the Hush Puppy hand roll, or enjoy our house specialty, the Pearl Harbor. That's a live alligator gar with all the fixins thrown directly onto your table when you least expect it. It's a meal that will live in infamy, and boy is it fresh. So, what are you waiting for? Hop in the car and come on out to Catfish, oh, Holy's, right off Route 12 by the water treatment plant. Catfish, oh, Holy's, we got fish again.
Welcome back, folks. Believe it or not, it was actually good timing that Dutch brought up Tiddie Byles because we actually want to provide the folks out there in Pine Nation a quick update on his recovery since the tragic collapse of that inflatable.
Yeah, and joining us now is someone who is not only a student at Paultom City Consolidated and the First Down's trusted behind-the-scenes source at Paultom City Consolidated, young Brett Slather.
Thanks for having me on, guys. But you know my last name is actually Slater.
You know, just be thankful we're letting you have a segment there, kid.
You know, you need to show me some darn respect.
Oh, screw off, kid. You can go.
Hey, yo. Y'all settle down and calm your tatas, all right? Let's all just settle down.
Way to catch yourself.
Yeah, thank you. All right. Christ almighty. Look, kid, we had you on today because PMZ and Principal Sanders are reporting that Tiddie Byles is coming back to school, all right? Now, we know he's fallen on some pretty hard times since that career-ending injury. So what we're wanting to know is how he's holding up since getting out of the hospital.
Well, I've been told that he lost all of his scholarship offers, as well as half a dozen cars he was gifted from various college teams trying to recruit him. He can't get his license for another year or so it wasn't a huge loss, but losing the offers really hit him hard. The student body has actually pulled together some money to buy him a 98 Isuzu Amigo from Don's dealership.
Wow, you know, it's so nice to see the kids at the high school rallying behind him. That just really speaks to the Porcupine spirit.
Mm-hmm.
I got to ask, though, how's his dating life been since the injury? I heard rumors that he was dating senior Hester Primp, the self-described dynamo of making out.
Well, I can confirm reports that he was dating Hester Primp, the self-described dynamo of making out, but they had broken up before he even left the hospital, as she saw it was no longer helping her social status. I heard from my friend's brother's cousin that she was seen with Tim the Toolman Tyler at Catfish O'Holy's on Saturday night.
Oh, that may not be the only noise Toolman's making if he's dating the self-described dynamo of making out Hester Primp.
Yeah, now back to Tiddie. How do you think he'll be in the classroom? Surely the injury will be affecting his concentration.
Well, his class participation was always low, which used to not matter as long as he produced on the field. Now I'm afraid he won't understand that he actually has to try on his tests. Based on what I've seen, he's definitely lost his mojo, too. He won't be able to bully us kids from the AV club anymore. I'll admit it. It's kind of nice not having to worry about him hitting books out of my arms or getting the surprise noogies or wedgies in front of everybody. But I do still feel kind of bad for the guy. I even heard from a friend's friend's sister that hashtag Johnson jokingly called him Tiddie Byles, and he started sobbing.
Man, times are tough. Times are tough for old Byles. That's rough. I hope he can somehow bounce back from this and, at least get back to putting nerds in their place one more time. That'd be good to see. You just can't take that away from a guy and expect things to be okay.
Dwayne, I don't want to bury the lead here, but that's the second time in this segment that Bert over here has claimed he has a friend. So tell me, who are these alleged friends of yours?
I think that's about all the time we have here today. Folks, that's going to do it here for us on the First Down with Dwayne and Paul Wayne.
All right. Hey, cool it, dork. All right, you're getting a little too big for your britches there. I'll decide when we're done, all right? Folks, that's going to do it for us today here on the First Down with Dwayne and Paul Wayne on QWIL the Quill. It is our bye week, so your Pines will have a little R&R this Friday, which is nice, little recovery day. As a reminder, next weekend is also the Paultom Zoo's Halloween Bonanza, and this year's theme is the Dark Carnival. So, if you ever wanted to see something like a llama painted up like an evil clown, or a chimp in a top hat, be sure to make it out there this weekend. Ought to be a good time.
Yeah, and be sure to tune in next week for our homecoming court preview.
Yeah, you don't want to miss that, folks. That's always a fun segment for us to do. Anyways, I'm Dwayne.
I'm Paul Wayne.
I'm Brett.
Go Pines.
Let me just tell you, buddy, I know before you go, it don't take no high-educated woman to keep me in the know. What's so hard about that?
The official broadcast partner of Paultom City Consolidated Athletics, QWIL the Quill.